What's up, you beautiful people? My name is lordvalakofficial, and this is the first video I make in about 7-8 years. And the reason for that why I chose to do the video, a new video now, is because I need to share something that not a lot of people know. And this is going to be unedited. It's just going to be a raw recording of me telling you guys a story. A story of a young Valak at the age of 16, 17 years old. During that time, when I was 16, 17, I had a huge fear of snakes. Like, literally, a huge... I couldn't even look at a picture of a snake and not run, and not, be extremely terrified. Until one day, I decided to do something about my fear. So I found Brian Barczyk, and we all have seen the message that he put out. And that is one of the reasons why I'm doing the video, because I will not be able to meet him in person and tell him how much he means to me. I've put a comment on that video. I've put some comments on his videos, sharing my story, right? For someone who lives in Sweden, we don't have a lot of snakes here, we don't have a lot of rattlesnakes, we don't have... The only snakes that we have are kind of like a corn snake and some viper, I think. That is all we got as far as wildlife when it comes to reptiles, and we have some lizards, of course, and we have a lot of wildlife. But when I was 16, 17 years old, I wanted to get rid of my fear of snakes. And the approach I took was by watching Brian talking about fear of snakes. He talked about finding the root of the fear, a lot of information about why you are afraid of snakes and all of that stuff. So he said, find the root of your fear. Like, where did it start? For me, it was watching movies, Anaconda and Snakes on the Plains. Movies that put snakes in a really bad place, pretty much. Excuse me. So that was the path that I took. Not by watching movies, because it's something that I didn't do because I was so scared of snakes. As soon as I saw a snake in the wild, I remember I just turned around and run in the other direction. But I started by looking at pictures at first. Got really comfortable really quick. Then I started slowly with the videos, and there was only one guy that I watched every single time. Sometimes I watched, prehistoric reptiles, sometimes, but the main channel that I always watched was Snake Bites TV, or Animal Bites TV, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I watched a lot of those videos as well, but I was focusing a little bit more on the main channel, Brian Barczyk, the vlog channel. So I got really comfortable really quickly. And I remember in 2020 or 2021, and during that, and I was doing this every single day. You know, if I was not in school, I was, you know, looking at videos, getting comfortable enough with snakes. And now I'm gonna get into tattoos in a bit, but this is the first time in my life that I genuinely feel like I've lost a part of myself. I don't know Brian personally. I've never seen him, never talked to him, never met him. But when you watch his videos, you feel like you're right there, behind the camera, and seeing Brian in person and listening to the information that he gives out about these amazing animals, and animals in general, not only snakes. So I did that, you know, watching him every single day for about, from the time when I was 16, 17, all the way until I was about 20, 21, until I got the chance to handling my first snake, which was a ball python. So that, to me, really changed my perspective a lot about reptiles and about snakes in general. This is actually the first time when somebody that I'm subscribing to passes away, and I feel pain. I feel that my heart is broken. I'm crying, not at the moment because I have a hard time crying. Not only that, I got dumped today, or yesterday, I should say. Not gonna go too much into it, but that wasn't too hard to process. But this, Brian has been a part of my life since I was 16 years old, and I'm 25 now. That's 9 years of my life dedicating myself to loving these animals and love animals in general. The only animal that I have a fear of is spiders, which is one of the most common fear to have. But it's not that I can't look at pictures of spiders, it's just something about them that creeps me out. But Brian, as always, has passion for animals, gives you information about when you have a lack of information that can sometimes be a decider to fear it. And that actually makes a lot of sense too, because I don't know a lot about spiders, but I do know a lot of snakes because that is what my main focus is. So I've seen Brian before he even had the Repterium and the aquarium. I remember a snake that he had. We all know her, Sunshine. That was the first snake that I really looked at in depth and just said to myself, that is a gorgeous snake. and she was the reason that I could look at all types of snakes, venomous, non-venomous, and just appreciate the beauty of the snake. And it didn't matter how big it was, it didn't matter how deadly it is, because really no snake is deadly, they're just defensive a lot. They're really defensive. But there are some cases where some snakes are defensive every single time for years. Like I can think of 2 snakes that Brian has had. I'm not sure what happened with one of them, but I know that Lucy is still around. We all know Lucy. She has a bit of a temper. But Satan was a Burmese python that was really defensive. So Brian means, he meant and still means everything to me. It's not that I have a crush on him or anything, but he has been part of my life and changed my life for the better. And it's gonna be hard going on without him, but I know that if he's passed away at this point, I'm feeling a little bit I'm feeling a little bit lighter, knowing that he's not in pain. He is in a better place. He fought as hard as he could, but it wasn't enough. But that doesn't change anything in my eyes, because Brian achieved everything that he wanted to do. He still, even at this point when he was making the video that we all saw this morning, he still had dreams. He still had huge plans. I can imagine, but I've been a part. It's been such a privilege to be a part of his journey, from just having BHB and then expanding it a little. I'm not sure if they did any expanding, but the process of making the Repterium, I know some stuff about Brian. It's not like I know his favorite color or whatever, but some stuff. I know that his dream when he was 15 years old has always been to have a Repterium. And now he's opening another one, the aquarium. I think it is across just where the Repterium is, and just across the street. I think. I'm not sure. I don't live in the States. I live in Sweden. I know that his first ever. I know that he says a lot that when he made the videos about what is a good starter snake, he always say corn snake or ball python, but he took the opposite route. His first snake that he ever purchased was a Burmese python. But that didn't change him. He has done so much for the reptile community that words doesn't do it justice, because there is so much. He's changed so many lives by just being himself and having the passion that he has for these animals that I now have a passion for. I don't own a reptile yet. I will. I don't know. I don't know when or how, but someday I'm gonna have a couple of snakes, couple of lizards. And I know what my first snake, what I will name him. Even if it is a she, But I want a male, and his name is going to be Brian. Now let's and one thing that I've wanting to do for a couple of years now is to have a tattoo of a snake on my left arm, like this part right here. I don't know what it's called in English, the forearm, underarm, I don't know. That is going to be symbolizing that I got over my fear of snakes, but also that tattoo is gonna get made for Brian, because he's changed my life for the better. Every summer, every spring here in Sweden, now we have a lot of snow, but in spring and in the summer I get excited when I go out into the woods and looking for snakes, and that is all thanks to Brian. I don't have much of a message. My thoughts and prayers are going towards Lori and his family. And also I want to say to everybody who've met him, the pain that we feel, that it has either seen him on YouTube or have seen him in real life and met him, is a pain that is not going to go away that easily, if it ever will. So I just want to say thank you so much, Brian, for everything that you've done. You've changed a guy from Sweden by just being yourself and giving information about animals. I will miss you, and I will never ever forget you. It's very sad, actually. I wish I was better at this. Being in front of a camera, I'm a little bit shy, or I don't know, awkward. I haven't had a lot of sleep because of the various reasons. So if this video doesn't go well, I'm still gonna go for it. And this is the first video that I make since a long time. And this video I want to dedicate to Brian, by just sharing my memories when I started to follow him a lot, and what he has done for me, a normal guy, a regular guy in Sweden who was really afraid of snakes, changing the perspective and changing my mind about reptiles and snakes in general. It's something that I will never forget. It's something that I will always carry with me. So this is going to be a 20-minute long video. I'm sorry. This is going to just, as if you're watching it to this point, this is it. No edit, nothing. I might, and this is not the only video that I will ever do. I don't know when or how, but I will make some gaming videos, I will make some reaction videos, because that is the content that I want to do. So if you want a video about that, about what I will do, and if you have any suggestions, just let me know. But in this video, just like, comment, subscribe, and I will link down in the description Brian's channel and the original video that he put out this morning. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you for taking your time to watch this video. If you have watched this far, you're a real one. So with that being said, my name is Lord Valak. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you in the next one. Rest in peace, Brian Barczyk. Rest in peace, my brother. Peace out.